What's up, YouTube fam? Thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to talk about, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? With all the debt, with all the time, with all the years, with all the late nights, with all the studying, is it worth it to go to medical school and become a doctor? So, of course, my answer is yes. 100%, 100% yes. Absolutely yes, it's worth it. Yeah, I probably have more than $200,000 in debt. Yeah, I probably spent about 10 years of my life after high school in school. It's a lot. It's a commitment. If you are called to be a physician, it is a commitment. But it is so worth it in the end. There's so much that you get out of it. Not just knowledge, not just wisdom in medicine, but you get a deeper relationship with people. You get to understand the actual spiritual and physical side of people and what they go through, and you're actually able to help them in their most dark time. You know, you're able to help them in the situation where they have dire need. And this is not just a physician's life, this is not just a doctor's life, but all health professionals. But why is it worth it to go to medical school if you're thinking about it? Why is it worth the long journey and the countless hours that you put in and all the money that you literally take out for loans unless you have someone paying for you? Why is it worth it? Why is it worth it to me? Would I do it again? No. I wouldn't do it again because it was a lot, but I would tell you to do it. I wouldn't say not do it. Yeah, I'm probably $220,000 in debt right now, just to be frank with you guys, just to be honest, but it's worth it because first of all, the money, if that's an issue for you, everyone gets student loans. You get financial aid and you pay it back after. You go to residency after medical school for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. When you get out, you're gonna be making bank. So the money shouldn't be an issue. Residency, so next year, when I graduate in May, in a few months here, and I start residency in July, I'll be starting out at $52,000. Yes, it's a job. You get a salary. You get 3 weeks paid vacation. It's a job. You are signing a contract to work for a hospital. But guess what? You're not getting paid like a real doctor is, right? You're working a lot and you're not getting paid that much, but $52,000, you can live like that. You can live with it. So you're not taking out any more loans. So when you get out of residency, so when I get out of residency in 2023, I will be making 6 figures. Without a doubt, every doctor starts off 6 figures, okay? You can pay off your loans. It's just another payment. It's like a cell phone payment, just a lot higher, but it's like an everyday payment. And because you're making a lot of money, that payment is really not that much. Unless you decide to pay it off like in 2 to 3 years, like we're planning on doing. You know, you'll pay $7,000, $8,000 a month. But really, if you add it up, $7,000 a month times 12, it's really not that much. It's about 84 grand. If you're making 200 grand with taxes taken out, you already still have what? 200 minus 84. What do you have there? 116? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to do whatever you want to do. So money is not an issue. It should not be an issue. It should not be a factor into whether or not you want to go to medical school or not. The time. Let's talk about the time. The time that it takes after high school. You take 4 years. The average person takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. Some people take 3 years. Some people take 5 years. I took 5 years because I didn't take summer classes, and you know, going back I would have, but I didn't. I didn't feel like it. I worked. So whatever, I finished in 5 years. I did a master's degree for 1 year after because I did something called the pipeline program, and it's when you actually do a master's degree at that medical school, and if you maintain a certain average in the classes, then you will automatically be accepted into the medical school the year after as a first year medical student. So it's actually it's gonna take me 5 years to complete medical school, because my first year was actually a master's degree, right? And it was in the medical school. I was getting my feet wet and I was basically learning medicine, but it was a different type of degree. So it took me, let's say in total, it's gonna take me 10 years to get my MD degree. Is it worth it? I'm 27 right now. I was 20, babe, how old was I when I started med school? How old was I when I started a bachelor's degree? So I was probably 22. So I was like 22, and that's fine. I mean, you have your whole life ahead of you. For those of you that are watching that are a little older, maybe you're 35, maybe you're actually 40. I have actually a few friends that are 40 years old. and they're in medical school. They had a life before this where they were in a different career path, and they just decided, you know, something hit them and sparked up an interest and then become a physician, and they did it. And guess what? They're gonna be able to practice for a long time because they chose specialties that will allow them to do that. There's doctors that I've worked with that are 80 years old. I know you're like, whoa, I'm gonna be retired then. Yeah, but you can still retire and just work part-time. If you love the field of medicine in and of itself, you can easily practice in your 80s. You might not be as efficient as you are, but you know, outpatient clinic or something like that. So the time, you know, in life, you're always gonna have to put in something that's worth getting. And for this, the schooling part, you know, time should not be an issue because everyone else around you, they're going off to jobs and they're gonna be working for the rest of their lives. They're gonna be working for the rest of their lives. You're working too. And that's how I take it. I basically go to med school and I said, this is my job. This is my full-time job, 8 to 5, and then when I get out, I'm studying. So I basically have a full-time job and a part-time job. And that's how I took it. I said, you know what? I'm getting money from financial aid. They give you money to actually use on rent, car, you know, gas and everything. They give you an amount of money that's allowing you to do all these things. It's not like you are inhibited from even eating out with your friends or anything like that. No, you have some money to be able to do those things. So I said, well, I'm basically getting paid like a full-time job. I'm just gonna have to pay this money back, right? So it's a full-time job. You make friends, you make study groups, you have a good time, you have vacation. You don't always grind every single day of your life. You know, you have time off. Like today, I actually had today off. 4th year medical school is probably the chillest year. After your away rotations, if you decide to do a specific specialty, I did 3 away rotations at different hospitals around Florida, and after those, it's pretty much cush. It's chill. Because all the doctors know that you're about to graduate and they're like, you know what, this guy's about to start residency. Let him just relax. This is for the most part across the board. I know people from other medical schools and it's pretty much across the board. 4th year is known to be the chillest year. It's the most expensive year though because you have all these interviews and all these, you know, hotels and flights maybe if you're interviewing at different places across the state, or across the country. So, you know, I got on a little rabbit trail there, but it's time. It takes time. But guess what? You do have time to chill. You do have time to enjoy your life. You do have time to pursue hobbies if you want to, okay? What is your priority? And that's my question to you. My priority getting into med school was my marriage. I got married right before med school. So going into medical school, I knew that my wife was gonna come first and medical school was gonna have to be second. It just was. My categorization is God's number one always. So that's not even a question. For me, my faith is number one, right? And then my wife is right there, right below, it's right there. And then everything else comes. That's with medical school as well. And some people might not agree with that, but that's okay. That's what I decided to do because that's the right thing to do, okay? So in my eyes, my wife was first and I said, you know what, I'm gonna have a life in medical school. I'm gonna work hard when I'm there. When I have free time between lectures, an hour and a half, I'm gonna go to the library, I'm gonna study. I'm not gonna mess around like everybody else does and then they end up staying there till midnight. I did not do that. And that's why I was so efficient and I was able to make these videos and you seen how much of a life I had because I still have that lifestyle. I made it that way. And so when I become a physician, I'm gonna keep that lifestyle. My wife's still gonna be first. Medicine's not gonna be first. When I'm in the hospital, that's first, that's right there. I'm treating that patient, they're first in my mind right there. But in totality, stepping back, when I come out of the hospital, I'm no longer number one medicine. My wife is number one. And my family is number one. And living my life and being healthy and being well, mentally and physically, is number one. So the time is a commitment, but if you want it, go get it. No one's gonna give you anything in this life, okay? No one's gonna give you a degree, no one's gonna put the money on your shoulders. It just doesn't happen, okay? It just doesn't. You have to work for what you want. Put in the work, and what I would tell you, let God do the rest. And that's what I did, and that's why I'm still here today. I put in the work, I had a great time, and I let God do the rest. So we talked about money. Those are the two main things I think that everyone has a question about, is it money and time, and I have a good life. Like, I'm making pizza right now. Like, you don't believe me? Here you go. Check it out. Check it out, bro. Right there, we put the pizza on the oven.
On the oven, babe?
In the oven. We had all these ingredients, and she is ready. Look at that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's done?
Oh yeah.
Wait, come close.
It's done, baby. Look at that.
Wow.
See?
That looks so good.
And I'm in medical school. Oh my gosh. I have to go in the hospital tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna let that ruin my world? Why? No.
Because of what, babe?
Because of God first, my wife and my family and hobbies, and my lovely dog.
Where's she?
She's right here. Hey, baby. I live life. You have to live life to the fullest, even in medical school. So once you get into medical school, life's not done. It's not like you're stuck in a hole all day. No. If you do that, that's because you're making yourself do that. I do just as well as everybody else, doing a lot of other things that nobody else does. I make it happen. You have to make it happen.
And the habits that you form now
are gonna transition and follow you later. So, love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Please comment below. Maybe I missed something. But the biggest things I feel like I hear people say is, man, that much debt. How can you do that? And that much time, that's such a long time. Crying, baby. Whatever, dude. It is what it is, man. If you wanna be a doctor, you can do it. You can do it. Love you guys. God loves you. Check out my other videos. Deuces.